Hey, how's it going, fellas? Just checking in with the Forza Motorsport, the new release for this year, and I'm gonna get right into a few points where I like to review with you guys and have my humble opinion on where the game is going and what the potentials and what's wrong with it right now. Without any further ado, I think it's a good game. I was playing with it for a couple of hours yesterday, and I feel like you get a good understanding of what the car is doing, the levels of grip, which I think Forza always got it right, comparing to other sim games where you don't know where the limit is. So you get very close to the limit and you can stay at a limit. I also notice a big difference between sim steering and normal steering. The normal steering is way too easy. You basically have the car on rails and just won't break loose, and it just was a little bit boring. And so I wish there was a step between that, because when you go to sim steering, the car is actually as realistic as a real car could be, and snappy. But I feel like there should be like a halfway house between those two, because I feel like maybe some people would want to stay right in between those two, where it feels too safe in one hand and it just feels like, okay, you can drop the ball completely on the sim side, which there's nothing wrong. I'm just saying there's probably people that want to have some kind of a halfway house in between that, because if you do lose it, you actually will crash, and it's very hard to save it. Obviously it's a bit easier than other games like Assetto Corsa, where you lose the car and 90% of the chances you're in the wall. You can still, it's manageable to save it, but it is quite snappier comparing to normal steering. The levels of grip, like I said, you have a very good understanding at all times where the maximum grip is, and how you want to push that limit. It's up to you. I felt like the tires don't give you enough of body roll sensation when you're cornering in, so you can't really prime the car on entry. But hey, that's pretty difficult to achieve in by all means in any game. But it would be nice to have a little bit more feeling in terms of that. Maybe with a better setup, possibly you can get a better feeling. But with a TX Thrustmaster, you do lose a little bit of that initial lean body roll that you like to have. Another thing, and this was quite annoying to me, and I almost wanted to stop playing. The camera inside the cockpit was terrible. They should fix it. I started driving the SDI, the Subaru, and OS 209, and they're all the same. Basically, you don't have enough adjustments of aspect ratio and seat positioning, which it would be really nice to really place your camera exactly where your steering wheel lines up in the cockpit, so you can see the dials and everything. So it would be really, really good if they can add a little bit more settings in terms of that, and we can have a little bit of a better understanding of what's available in the cockpit for us to use.
Set your race rules or run with no rules at all.
It's pretty annoying also, the menus, because they don't shut up. I know it doesn't always happen, but we can read perfectly fine what we need to do. Obviously they're thinking, okay, it's a new game, we should explain everything, but I think everything is way over explained. And you know, we get it, you know, we know the game, most people know the game, and it's pretty straightforward. So yeah, that's my points that I want to touch on. Overall, the game is an improvement. It's not any groundbreaking on anything. It's a little bit of annoying, the way you have to level up the car to do things that you want to. Example, shut up. Example, if you want to change the rims on it, you have to unlock the car's level. So it's not giving you anything to start with, apart from very basic stuff like you can change the color of the car, etc. But you cannot do anything else to it. So you basically stuck having to race this car at all times and evolve the score of the car and be able to do something. This is the first time I drive in the rain. We'll see. I have no idea what to expect here. Also, the proximity arrows are probably one of the worst I've ever encountered. They are all over the place, and you don't have a real understanding of where they are at all times, the opponents. So it's quite annoying to I mean, Assetto Corsa did it right. I don't know why they can't just copy other games where you see a little mini map up at the top and have a better gauge of where your opponents are, because especially the cockpit is so very narrow and you can't see very much where the cars are if you're driving inside the cockpit. But with all that being said, I think the game has great potential and I think it's gonna get better. I think they will be fixing a lot of the things that are wrong right now. There's a lot of texture issues and a lot of little glitches left, right, and center, but this is the pre-release. So I think they will be working on getting all these things correct. Then again, I'm looking at these little orange dots on my screen, which some of them are blocked by my steering wheel setup. And you know, apparently there's somebody on the grass. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It should be a little mini map, and they can do it. I don't know why they're not doing it. So it's incredible. I just hit my controller that I have on my lap. I mean, it's basic stuff, you know, and the game has been out for longer than any other racing game, so they should be doing all this stuff really, really good. Apart from that, I guess it's a regular Forza. What else to tell you? There's nothing much I can really rant on here, apart from the fact that it's just another Forza Motorsport game, and it's getting quite repetitive, and there's a lot of tracks that we would like to see, and we're not seeing them, you know. They should really get on top of that, because we are gonna get fed up really soon racing around the same tracks for these many years. And so yeah, I'll stop it here, and if you want my final verdict on if you should buy it or you should wait, to be very honest, I would wait and just get the game half price and just play other games until the game becomes cheaper, because I just don't see the substantiation of €100 or $100 on a game that's not perfect, or a lot of content is going to be introduced. So yeah, I don't think there's a lot of value at this stage, but I think it'll get better. But yeah, right now it's like Forza Motorsport. It's the same. It's the game that we've been playing for 10-15 years. I started back in Forza 3 racing. We're looking for open lobbies, which they still haven't, despite of everyone asking. They still haven't put open lobbies that you can create your own room. I don't know what they're waiting for to do that. I think it's so possible, but so yeah. I'm just disappointed to see that not being included. If I think of anything else, then I'll make another video and include a part 2. But it's what it is. There's not much to say really. I don't think it's worth it to spend that kind of money on a game that's basically the same as the other ones, and you're more restricted.